If you're new here, welcome. And to my regular fan base, welcome back. So, in this live video, this is a very special victory post with the hope of myself being able to further wrestle other victories from the local authorities. We have a very special guest today joining us. Now, before I showcase this, and I swear this is the complete and utter truth. So, I think we all know how it is trying to navigate, even if you're single, trying to navigate working on top of house chores, and finding time and balance and all these things. Case in point, I was running out of space. Now, this is a very powerful story, so stick with me here. I promise you it's a very powerful and compelling story. I was running out of space relating to putting washing up inside the house. And in my garden, that was all taken as well. Because I prefer to kind of, what I deem as not urgent and can wait until last, being the clothes. Because of course we need to wash up, we need to cook, we need to do this, we need to do that. So I put the clothes away. I find that's the least important job. The problem with that is I have to find time to put all the clothes away. And of course, I'm sure there's other people that can relate to this story. And you try and find time where there's nothing else going on and you can commit a long time to just put everything, which leads to like a mammoth, I want to say, no hyperbole, no figure of speech involving exaggeration here, but a mammoth amount of clothes in which needs to be put away by the time you've taken up space A to space B to space C. So you got the garden space all filled out, which is true, and the heat, and that can, the sun dries it, but that can only, and it does do it faster. But then, of course, you run out of space, right? And then you have to use other things in your home, like, to create space, like living room or, hallway, etc., etc. My point is, here's my point, and this is what's going to be powerful, and do excuse this long-winded answer here, or sorry, long-winded explanation here relating to the answer of what you're about to see. But here we go. But I assure you it's going to be worth it. So as I'm running out of space and everything's just stacked up, clothes-wise, downstairs you may have seen it. I've done lives there in front of my lava lamps, and there's a silver light, and it underlooks angel wings that I have of my wife. I immortalized my wife in the living room with angel wings and paintings of angels and angel wings. Her birth, when she gave birth to my son, is there. In other words, the entire room is living room is honouring my wife who passed to COVID, as you all know. But my main point is, so underneath the angel wings is a silver lamp. And because I've run out of space, I thought, okay, I'm going to have to hang a set of black trousers over the silver lights. Now, guess what happens? The picture that is usually under the angel wings, being my son, fell off. Now, at the time, I didn't think anything of it, but then I thought, what could this mean? And I just thought, okay, let me just put another picture up on top of the silver lights. And bearing in mind now, this is relating to the victory post I'm about to showcase and put forth here to my audience, yeah. So I put a spare picture up of my son on the swings. Very nice one. And the picture that was downstairs, I thought, being that I'm doing the victory posts, why not do this whilst doing my victory posts? Look who's joined us. Here's my boy. Here's my son. And I found a quote as well. Never, never, ever give up. Now my boy is overlooking his father whilst I'm doing this live post. I think that was regarding the picture falling down. That very picture behind me, that wasn't in the living room, and that fell down when I was putting my washing up over the lights because I ran out of space. I think that was a sign from my boy. I really do. I think that was a sign for me, aside from him, to be present with his father whilst going live in this victory post. Now, so with all this said, now that that's out the way, I want to say to my audience that I've been working very, very, very hard, insanely hard, and I'm a big fan of quotes, never, ever, ever give up, because there are times where I have felt like quitting. I have, due to being so beaten down, so exhausted by the local authorities. And remember now, when you're taking them all on by yourself, no legal training, nothing, representing yourself in the family court system, doing all these things, whilst it does get you the tangible outcome in which you desire, and as will be proven in this life, I have wrestled a few tangible outcomes from the authorities. And although they will never admit this truth, they do respect you when you represent yourself and when you just are relentless upon being relentless, upon being relentless. When you will never say quits, and you have a never say die, ever, never ever, never say die, never ever, never say die attitude. They will never admit this truth, being the local authorities, but they respect that. They do. They'll never admit it, but they do. I've never given up on my boy. I never will give up on my boy. I love my boy. And I've always found a way from him in spite of the worst odds. And you're about to hear this in due course, not straight away. We're going to go over some videos first, which will exemplify the emotions parts, the emotional, psychological, and spiritual development of the child. And the reason why I wish to put this forth is because by doing the groundwork when he was with his father, these are just merely but a few examples in order for my son to remember his father. Does this make sense? So we've got some powerful things to come. This is going to be a stacked live. And let's see. Let's go over some videos first. I've got my little list here. We're going to go over some videos first of my son from the emotional, psychological, and spiritual development. Then we're going to go over the Teams meeting seconds. This is the actual, I think it's 21 minutes long. So it's a short voice audio. 21 minutes long of the Microsoft Teams meeting that I had with the local authorities. Then we're going to go over the May's 3rd to showcase what really happens and why I was proven innocent in courts. And then we're going to go over some emails last, the contracts, agreements as well, that they want me to sign, but I'm not signing until I know where I stand, and that will be discussed as well, because I've already had some Um, please excuse that ding in the background from Facebook. I've already had some um, some victories wrestled when the original contact stated, by the way, here's a victory right now. They said I wasn't allowed to record my own biological son in the initial agreement. Well, I got that wrestled away. And it's been agreed upon, as you will hear when we get to the voice audio part in the Microsoft Teams meeting. You will hear that this was allowed now, and I think they said, as if I might have 5 minutes to make videos at the end, 5 or 10 minutes, something like this, which is something. You know, it's hard negotiations, and I have to negotiate just to get the bare minimum. But now that I have been proven innocent in courts with power behind me, you know, it's amazing when you have power behind you. Hey, presto, just like a magic trick. You can get things. You have to be relentless in order to do so. Otherwise, the authorities will trample all over your rights. They won't care. You all know this. But be that as it may, from everybody who does know this sick, harsh truth, if my story can just help one person, just one, I'm a very happy guy. And I say that every single time in each and every upload in which I do. Because not only is my story, and you know, I'm planting the seed like a farmer. You know, this is a very powerful story. The main reason why I decided to create these series on parental alienation is to showcase a timeline of authenticity, purity, and truth. And as my son becomes older, awakened and aware, educated and empowered, after all the corruption and all the lies that he's been told by the authorities, by his nan, all of these things that these sick people do to our children, my boy will know the truth. He will know the truth because it's all here. It's all stacked up and stacked up and stacked up and stacked up and stacked with videos. YouTube, Facebook, you name it. I've got them all. I've got them saved. I've got them saved to friends, trusted friends and loved ones' devices as well. You know, just because you never know. You have to. It's a game of mental, psychological warfare dealing with these people. And I say this very loosely. People, yeah, right, people. You know, really. They are absolutely vile. They're sick. They're demented. They're twisted. And we have to outsmart, outmaneuver, and outwit each and every one of these pathetic excuses of human beings. And one day, when my boy, and this is the main reason why I did this, one day, when my boy's a teenager, maybe even earlier than that, because he's smart, maybe even when he's 10, 11, 12, he'll go on Facebook. He'll see what dad has done. He'll learn the truth. He already knows the truth to a certain degree because last year at Contacts, you know, I showed a lot of truth to him. This is one of the reasons why it was suspended, but I knew long term my boy needed, like, I knew that long term it would work out. Short term, it was probably not the right thing to do, but at the same time, my son was starting to question things. This is last year when he was 5 and a half, or nearly 6. And he was asking Dada, you know, why is this happening? What's going on? All these things, all these questions. Yeah. And last year I did something bad. I was emotionally exhausted. I had to go through my son being taken from his dad with lies for financial gain, both with the authorities and my mother-in-law alike. Mother-in-law is to full special guardianship, so that she could get that £800 carer's allowance, and for the authorities, that ties into the the political agendas that they run in relation to the court system or the family court system. You gotta get that money, right? Exactly. So, you know, um, and what I'm trying to get across is, um, I just missed my first birthday with my son. I was about, or I should say, I just missed my first birthday. It was the day before. Sorry about that. It was the day before my son's. Sorry, that distracted me. I really must remember to turn the phone on mute. I apologise for this. It was the day before my birthday. And long story short, in a nutshell, my birthday fell on a weekend, which meant that I was about to miss my birthday, my first one with my son. And that's on top of, I was absolutely going to miss my first Christmas with my boy last year, which I did. That's on top of a fantastic solicitor of mine, who was an excellent one, but she had left and she appointed me to somebody else who was absolutely rubbish. So I dispelled with my legal team. That has been uploaded in previous videos, yeah, have a look if you'd wish, so you'll get the entirety of that situation. I was downstairs then. It's the video with angel winks and lava lamps in the living room, if to those who are interested. But I dispelled of that firm, and that's when I decided to represent myself. Shout out to Hector. I've name dropped him a few times, and I messaged him earlier on. This guy's a wonderful, wonderful man. He's helped me a lot with the court logistics. It's because of him I've managed to get this far. I couldn't have done this without him. And I want Hector to know, if you do ever see this live, that I love you and you're a big brother to me. And I'll be honoured to meet you one day. Really. So a big shout out to Hector. But there were a multitude of things. And so then being emotionally exhausted, having to do a psychiatrist test, a psychologist test, and that was a 6-hour test, I think in total all day. The psychiatrist, that's been uploaded in previous videos as well, Dr. Bosey, who called me a narcissist in his report, yet he was exposed in the voice recording of what really happened, when he said, no one knows about ADHD more than me. No one knows more. And certain things he was saying. And that's what they do. They project narcissists on who they really are, and they deflect. So go and listen to that video, and then you'll find out who the narcissist really is. Because in his report, apparently I'm cohesive and controlling. I'm not cohesive and controlling, dudes. I had to learn to trust my own judgment. I had to learn, being 8 years in the real world, I knew I never had a chance to get ready. I had to be ready for my boy. I had to learn to trust my own judgment. Learn to not accept a no from anybody else. Learn to, with every fibre of my being, learn to be self-assured for my boy, because of my lack of life experience, and to counter it. Nobody will look, and you'll hear this in the audio, nobody will look at all the positives I've done, in which I've done for that boy. Dr. Corson, that's the psychologist, said I found a way. Well, what she meant was by that, multiple ways, which includes buying my own home, cash outright, my own business, teaching other parents emotional control and the importance of playfulness to develop an enrich and flourishing bond between themselves and their children. I have many testimonials here. Done more than my part of raising my child from the emotional, psychological, and spiritual perspective. Parenting across generations. I come through from my son there. I mean, I can go on and on. There's many, and I say this all the time, think of like an onion with so many layers to it. I love that quote. I mean, it's true. I've come through multiple ways from my son. Multiple ways, in spite of the worst odds. But the local authorities, they can't have that. They can't showcase that truth, even although personally they most certainly do know it's the truth, because it doesn't fit into the political narrative now, does it? It makes me look good. We can't have that, right? And then they wonder why people end up going sarcastic and act funny with them, and then they'll just keep projecting. And you'll hear it in the voice audio with the manager who said, "Am I attacking her?" Watch the lingo. Watch the how they're trained to speak. These sick people. Now, bearing in mind, and I keep alluding to the audio, we're going to go through some videos in a second, as promised, with the emotions. But I just want to quickly say, you will hear in the audio I was a bit funny with my attitudes, but this is because it's the first time I'd seen that lady, that person who was doing the most of the talking, being the team manager, since family court, since she was making up all of her lies about me in family court. So I felt like I earned the right to give a piece of my mind. Now, we're going to get to that part in the voice recording audio section, but as promised, and we're 22 minutes in now, let's go over, after the cold open, let's go over some emotions behind making the child remember you. Now, what I've done is the power of threes, right? So what I wanted to do was go over 3 of my videos. I've decided to show my best ones, at least, to start this emotional series in the short time. They're my best ones. There's many more to come that I'm still working on. But we're going to start. This is one of the reasons why this is strictly relating to the child remembering you now, yeah? And I want you to, and this is this is actually my favorite one. We're going to start with this one. We're doing role playing here, and this is before school. And a lot of parents, they get stressed for the school runs. Me and my boy never did. You know why? We'd always start out the day with his favourite song to wake him up as his alarm clock, so he'll be a happy boy. And then this video, one time it was raining, and we're doing some role playing. And I'm going to let this video speak for itself right here. But I've mentioned this before in previous videos, but it's so powerful. I'm going to say this again. Look at the cognitive recognition in my son's eyes. When we get to the super duper, and you'll hear his eye. Oh, sorry, not hear. You'll see. What am I saying here? You'll see his eye change. And you look at like the pupil, the cognitive, like change in his eyes. You know, the appearance. Side note, according to the psychologists, she said that I was bad at cognitive abilities with shapes, doing all these stupid shapes that they get you to do. Don't talk to me about shapes. I don't give a shit about shapes. I shouldn't swear, but sorry for swear. I don't care about shapes. I understand it might be a part of necessity with the political agendas that you run, but for me, no, it's not with me as a parent. Talk to me about the emotions, man. Talk to me about. Let me let this speak for itself. Let me shut up, and I'm going to let this speak for itself. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, play. Let's see. Oh, what's going on here? There we go.
Who's a good boy off the stoop? Yeah, yeah. Where the goody guts go? Face, yeah. Facials, yeah. Woo! Woo! Ha 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 ha! Yeah, boy. Yeah, 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 yeah. Like the owl. Woo, 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 woo. Hey, ah, woo. Ah, hey, ah. Ne, ah, no, ne, ah, yeah. Woo, yeah, so, woo, ah.
Now watch his eyes. Watch his eyes. See that? See that? The change. So that was the cognitive. Yeah. Let's do it one more time. You see what I'm talking about? Watch this. One more time. Now watch his eyes in a second. Now, watch out. See that? The change, right? Now that's what I'm talking about. Behind the emotional development, the psychological, the spiritual development. Let's go with another one. Oh, hang on. Let's see if this works. Here we go.
Right, you, Austin. Let's get off the TV for a second and let's have a little chat, shall we? Young man, conversation. What would you like to do today, young man? Shall we play some football?
Yeah, let's go to the same park again.
Do you want to go to the park where we met that lovely mummy?
Yeah.
With the baby on the swing, the girl? Do you remember? We can go to the same park there if you like. Camwell Park? The little one where you played with all the kids last time?
Yeah, Handled Park.
Yeah, should we go there?
Yeah.
What would you like
And
to...
it's close to Handled too.
It is. I have an idea. Should we go to the maze? The maze. I can chase you.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Should we go?
No, I don't want you to chase me. I want to find friends.
Yeah, because you don't need me anymore, do you?
Yeah, you're poo-poo.
Yeah, I'm a poo-poo. You're like, Dada, I don't need you anymore. I don't need your help, man. So now you can go away. Isn't it? A bad poo-poo? Huh? Yeah. You're going to turn on me, aren't you? You little shit. Ow! That was funny. That's what you get, boy. That's...
Let's just say a couple of examples right there of playfulness. Now, let's go over one more. This is actually my favourite. This is from Contact last year. Oh, and whilst we are on the subject of Contact, yeah, I did something, because I didn't finish what I was saying, sorry. So I was so beaten down. This is Contact last year. But I showed my son the truth, because I was about to miss my first birthday, first Christmas, as I say. All the tests, I was emotionally exhausted. My son was taken with life, blah, 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 by the authorities, and my mother-in-law, like, you know, we've gone over that. But all these things stacked up, and I just thought, you know what? I can't do this anymore for a bit. I need a break. And I let my boy down. I did. And looking back, do I regret it? A little bit. But we're only human at the end of the day. And I also showed my son the truth of an actual abuser being his nan, so that he can't be corrupted. And that's why they suspended Contact. And they're punishing the father. And they have done for a while. But this does not lie. Social media does not lie. We have to document relentlessly with authenticity, purity and truth, so that the child knows the truth as they get older. Let's go over one last video whilst we were at Contact, and then we'll get to the voice recording section. Let's see here. And I've kept this one, and I love this. Maybe you will too. 3, 2, 1, play. Oh. Let's see.
Now, authenticity, son.
Yeah, I know that. My dad just told me
Right.
that 1 minute ago.
You can't fake a genuine connection. So that's how Dada knows you're going to be with me next year, okay? Because it's real. What we have is real, son. Should we play Jenga now?
Yes.
Yeah?
Look,
Can't
this
fake
is the
this.
Jenga game.
Yes, show the game. Quick. Oh,
That's
this is
my
the
dad.
Dada.
I can't do it. Okay, there's the Jenga game.
Okay.
With the bricks there. Not the fake bricks.
No, these are real bricks. These are real
No,
ones.
my dad's kidding.
I'm a football kid, okay?
Because he can see laughing.
Yes.
Bye.
Life, you don't just get given things, you gotta earn things. Remember when I said to you life's about choices?
Yeah.
You remember that? Right? So you have to earn things in life. So I'll give you your presents, and we're gonna make it the best Christmas presents that I've ever given you. You know why? Because Dada can't be there this year, so I've got to give you loads of presents. So we're gonna start right now. We're gonna start right now. Yeah, Dada's started Christmas presents early for you, son. We got loads. Yeah, but first, you gotta earn something. So can we do homework first, or do you wanna talk to me first?
Home. I have no homework to.
Shall we talk?
I think I do have homework.
Shall we check?
Yeah.
Let's do it. No matter how Dada feels, whether I'm angry that I gotta come here, tired, being observed, I don't like the situation, but for you it's even harder than Dada. So we're doing this together, and you and I, we're gonna break through next year, okay? But no matter how I feel, Dad, for you, I always make sure that I give you the best of me every time I see you, okay?
Okay.
You know that, yeah?
Shall we sing when I'm on the horse?
Yeah. Shall we sing now?
Yeah.
Come on then, show me big boy. Let's... Invited me onto your stage, and you showed me your school play, and I was an angel, isn't it? And
I was a shepherd and a camel, and my dad was angel and
wise man, and because you were so generous, you've earned your presents now, big boy, haven't you?
Yeah.
We're going to start Christmas shopping early, big boy, because it's Dad's got to make sure you got a lot of presents this year, because I won't be there. So I'm going to give you loads of presents to make up for it. You want to see them?
Yeah.
Come on, lads. Yeah.
I want to buy
Do you want presents, please? Say please.
one.
Okay. But don't do much. But guess what? You're going to love this, because it's getting cold now. Do you want to see a picture? A picture. Choo! What's this? Oh, come look at this. Do you like this? It's a onesie.
I love it.
It keeps you warm at nighttime because it's getting colder. You like it? Yeah, a picture. Choo! Woo! Puka choo! Hey, you're picking. Do you like it? I love you. You're picking. You're so cute. You look so cute. Yeah, right. Yes. Well, we've got an upside down teddy bear. He's upside down, though. Do you like him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whee! Hello, teddy bear. It's Mr. Shocker. The last present is another picture. But it's a t-shirt. Picker. Black and yellow. Show the camera, big boy.
The best present you bring is this present.
Is that the best one? Yeah? Show me your t-shirt.
And the medium one.
Is this the medium one?
Is this one.
Okay.
And the boringest one is this one.
But do you still like that one, though, even though it's the boringest one?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the best one, I get you. You trying to keep Teddy warm?
Yeah.
Right, good lad. The ladies are waiting. We're going to put your jacket on. But this... Hello, pick up. nice and warm in the winter time, isn't it? This is good. Give me a smile, big boy.
I like tattooed.
Okay. Are you happy with your parrot? Yeah? Hello. Oh, careful now.
So I wanted to share that. Just a few of those videos right there. Because, quite frankly, it's the truth. Now, we shall go into the voice recording. I feel this is the next logical thing to do. And watch. Whilst I do admit my attitude could have been a tiny bit better, please bear in mind, my audience, this is the first time in which I've spoken to this person since family court. All the lies, not just her, all of the, and you're gonna hear this. To save time, I'm just gonna let this play and speak for itself. I'm gonna press play now. Kindly do excuse me while I go to the toilet. But let's press play. 3, 2, 1, play. Let's expose these people for who they really are.
Line to join. Good afternoon, Mr. Murray.
Good afternoon, Virginia.
Just let's give Caroline a few minutes. Bear with me.
Oh, there we go. There are some technical issues. 1 second. Just coming.
Apologies, I was speaking, but I didn't realize I was on mute. Caroline, thank you very much for joining. We're just about to start, and I'm mindful that Pam will need to leave shortly. Can you hear us, Caroline? You're on mute, Caroline. So sorry. I was on a call and it ran over, and then I'm rushing into this one. So yes, I'm all yours now. Sorry. Okay. All right. No problem. For the purposes of us making sure that there is clear minutes from this meeting, I'm going to request to press record. It's not going to be a very long meeting because I'm mindful that everybody, Pam and Hasna, have got to leave by 12:30. Chris, are you okay with us recording? Is that fine? And then we'll get also recording. Okay. All right, that's fine. So we'll press record from our side also. That's okay. Okay. So let's start with introduction. So my name is Virginia, and I am the outgoing deputy team manager from the court team. And we've been holding Austin's case while seeing care proceedings, which have now come to an end. If I may come to you, Hasna, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Hasna Ahmed. I'm going to be the new allocated social worker in the Connect team.
Thank you very much. Pam?
Good afternoon. My name is Pam Dawkins. I'm the deputy team manager, and I work alongside Krishna in the Connect team.
Thank you. Chris?
My name is ChristopherMurray, and I'm Austin Murray's father.
Thank you very much. Caroline?
Hi, my name is Caroline, and I'm the contact coordinator.
Thank you all. So we're here today to discuss how contact will be facilitated and managed moving on forward.
I'm not going to go into the full details of contact because I believe we've had a discussion on the case transfer around what was agreed and where we are at in terms of contact. So Christopher has been sending indirect virtual video contacts to the previous social worker who's now left the service, and those videos were being vetted and sent to maternal grandmother. The period of that took a little bit longer because we wanted to see consistency, which was there. So now we're moving on to virtual video supervised contacts, whereby Mr. Murray is going to be supported by the contact center who are going to be making those arrangements. Mr. Murray, I'm mindful that you did send me an email. I didn't respond because I thought we were going to meet today and we're going to have these discussions anyway. So it's not that I ignored your response, but I wanted us to have... Is it okay if I continue? You just laughed there, and I'm just wondering.
Oh, I laughed
shall
because...
I continue?
I laughed because there's an excuse for every playbook you have. I was busy with emails. Phone was out of order because I had too many calls to make. I know how you people work, but that's why I was laughing.
Is it okay if I continue?
Oh, please do. Please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I've shared the contact, proposed contact agreement, and Mr. Murray has reviewed it, and Caroline, you've also come back because essentially it's your service that is going to be supervising this. So we've got to be mindful that, you know, we have to work with your terms and conditions, essentially. Mr. Murray, what Caroline advised is this, that the recording that you proposed it can only be done towards the end of contact,
Okay.
and only for 5 minutes. That's what Caroline proposed.
Now, in the original contracts, they said I was not to record. And you will hear this in a second. I managed to get this wrestled away, and that's a victory in itself that I am able to record now. Fair enough. Now, in order to promote... sorry, may I speak?
Yes.
Or shall I wait?
Up to that point, you can speak on that note, and then I'll continue to the others. So the recording, 5 minutes at the end of contact.
5 minutes, okay.
That's what has been proposed.
So, in order...
Sorry, Christopher. Just to, because obviously we're talking about two separate contacts here. We're obviously going to start with the 3 virtuals first. So, if you want the whole of the virtual sessions to be recorded, that can be done.
Yeah, I mean, I always voice record from my own home, which I am allowed to do. There's a difference between policy and law, and I know the law very well and the legalities behind the law. I'm not a coward where I need to be represented because I don't tell lies. I don't need power behind me. Now I've got power behind me because I realise now power's the only way of dealing with you people. But I will say this, Carolyn Barrett has always been good to me. I will say that to her. Carolyn's always been good to me, and I want you guys to know. May I speak very quickly? I'm sorry. May I talk?
Well, as long as we try to keep it to this,
All right.
the recording.
Okay. Well, in order to promote transparency and accountability, okay, I want everybody right here to hear this. And yes, it's to do with the recording, and it's also to do with the entirety of the situation. Now that an innocent man's been proven innocent, I would like to share this with each and every one of you. I agree to everything except the recordings parts. Not being allowed to in the contract. It will be my son's 7th birthday on the 30th of June 2024, and just like when Emily Clark amended this for me last year with the contact... I meant to say 2025. My mistake there. Service facilitator Carolyn Barrett, and we negotiated 10 minutes or less recorded time in the contract, which I adhered to and respected. Well, I'm asking you now for you to consider what I'm putting forth. and to take out that I'm not allowed to take videos of my own biological son, especially on his 7th birthday. Moreover, now that a proven innocent man has had time to heal from the egregious and disingenuous, disgusting accusations from the local authority, my attitudes, and Karen, this is directed at you, my attitude this time around will be different at Contact. And I would highly encourage you to speak with Barbara, this is for Virginia, in relation to this point. Barbara is the lady in which I saw earlier today, now yesterday, on the 9th of the 6th, 2024, for your information regarding my parenting classes. Kindly get the recording section amended in the contracts, just like last year, to 5 to 10 minutes or less of supervised recordings, and you have a deal with my signature. Kindly note, it's my son's 7th birthday once more, and his biological dad wishes for memories on this milestone day. I trust that this is perfectly okay after my own son's biological father, ChristopherMurray, has been proven innocent in court, whilst representing myself, which takes balls, B-U-L-L-S, and I'm not a liar. And I took everything you dished out with your top power, Virginia, and then some, and then some, and then some more. And you set a world record of how many times you're blinking in court. That's what liars do.
Okay, now
but,
Christopher.
But Karen, you've always been good to me.
No.
Yeah.
Mr. Murray,
Yeah.
can I interject? Are you here to attack me for my own blinking, or are we here to discuss Contact? Because if we're not discussing Contact, we're going to terminate this meeting.
Let's discuss Contact then.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Caroline, so as you were saying, the virtual contacts are going to be 3. And they're going to start from this Friday, going consecutively to the other 3 Fridays, and then there's going to be a review before any face-to-face supervised contact takes place. Am I right in saying that?
Yes, that's correct.
So can you just, in this meeting, state the date and then state the proposed date to have a review, please?
Yeah, so it will be 3 Fridays in a row, if that works for you, Christopher. And it will be the 13th, the 20th, and the 27th. And I would say 6 o'clock, because that's after dinner and before bedtime.
You tell me.
Which, so that I think that's a good time, because he'll be out of school, he'll have time to relax, and then 6 o'clock. So it's 30 minutes, 6 till 6:30 p.m.
That's perfectly understood. Listen, I promise you it's linked with Contacts, right? I just had to get that off my chest, because I am a proven innocent man, or inconclusive evidence in courts. So I felt like, at the expense of sounding cohesive, controlling, and narcissistic, like those gutless cowards local authority have accused me of, that's projection, deflection of their own SHITTY behaviour. However, I will say this, Carolyn, you've been good to me. Carolyn was always good to me. I've always known, listen to me, please. And at Contact, I'm sure Karen will vouch for me, last year, when I've been proven innocent, mind you, so please bear this in mind, when I was going through, not that anyone cares, I do, right? And one day karma's going to hit you from the universe, and that'll be your payback, right? But let me just say, Carolyn, I promise you, now that an innocent man has had time, this is why you're miserable in your personal life, by the way. Now that an innocent man has had time to heal, Carolyn, I promise you, you know I've always respected you. You know this. I promise you, and I want you to look me right in my eyes, right here. I promise you, this time around, for my son, I'm going to be respectful, okay? I'm going to be very nice, all right? I'm never going to be fake. That's not who I am. No. But I will rein things in, okay? I'm just going to concentrate on my son. I'm going to participate in Barbara. I've been advised by my own legal team, because now I've got power behind me, okay? And I've been advised to be a good boy. So every time Barbara mentions about parenting classes, because you're in cahoots with each other, yes, sir, yes, or miss, yes, miss, 3 bags full, miss. I'm going to take everything, because I want to come through for my son. And unlike the local authority, who could be accountable ever or never, right, I can. And I want to tell you all this. And I've God as my witness. And no, let me finish.
Sorry, Christopher, we're going off track again, because as much as I'm sure you've got your
and as
point
God as
there,
my
I
witness,
understand
justice
you
will
wanna-
prevail. I
No,
can assure you.
Yeah, no, I would just want to say that as much as you want to bring your point across, which I understand,
Yeah.
the thing is, though, that every single thing that's been said now...
And I'm very angry. I'm very angry.
That has no place
the local
in
authority. I'm very
no
angry.
place whatsoever. You might be,
Disgusting.
but that has no place in contact. So when you speak to Austin...
Yeah, that'll be different. That'll be different.
You just have to be dad.
Yes.
He doesn't want to know anything about this court case or anything like. All he wants to do is have a chat with his dad.
And Carolyn, strict contact question is right. I just want to express this, right, because please bear in mind I'm very angry with the local authority because in courts I've been proven innocent. This has merely been a projection done for financial gain that spins into the narrative, right? But all I'm saying to you is, Carolyn, you've been good to me. And now that an innocent man, I'm repeating myself so it sticks, has had time to heal from all this disgusting, disingenuous, deplorable, sick accusations. Right? No, you let me finish. You let me finish. Strangulation. Strangulation, how?
Contact, and we've had you.
Yeah.
Discussed it, we've had you. We've had your...
Right, Carolyn, I'd like to ask you a question, please. Carolyn, please be quiet. Carolyn, what I'd like to ask you is, when Austin asks me tough questions, what should I be saying? What if Austin brings things up about why aren't you involved in my life? Or should I say, well, dad has been proven innocent? Or would that not be appropriate because the dad looks good? Huh?
Well, no. I mean,
right, exactly.
I doubt very much that he will. That there will be. But you don't have to lie. You don't have to lie to him. You just say, at this moment in time, we're not really sure what's happening, but we're seeing each other now. We're seeing each other here. We're seeing each other now, and that is really all you need to say. You don't have to. I mean, he's too young to have like a discussion and to understand, you know, the exact things that are going on.
You underestimate him. He's very smart. I made sure of that.
Oh, I have no doubt that he is. I have no doubt.
And everyone can see that.
Smart,
I made sure he was very smart.
Yeah, but there is no reason why a child of that age need to know about court cases and about proving this, proving that, because he doesn't know what you're accused of. As such, so
well, I don't know what to believe at this point.
And also,
to be honest,
also you must be happy when you see him to, like, you know, play a game with him.
Yeah,
things
for
that children do at his age. That's
absolutely
all he wants.
Well,
that's all he wants.
And at the expense
of the discussion you have, because even though there's a supervisor sitting there writing a report, it's not you're not there to prove yourself. You're there to spend time with him.
Well, at the expense of sounding narcissistic, like the local authority have accused me of, they're disgusting cowards, right? But let me tell you something, Carolyn. If any indication is to go by from just because I've got strong opinions, and mind you, Dr. Bosie said, no one knows more than ADHD than me. Who's the narcissist in his report projection? But anyway, Carolyn, if last year, don't sound cocky, but if last year's anything to go by, I think you know this, I did, in spite of the supervisors, I'm talking about my son here, I feel I did a very good job with offering variety in a confined space whilst being creepily stared at and studied like that, right? I feel, and I've got screen recordings to accentuate this truth.
That's the plan.
So all I've ever needed is this.
Many.
It's all there, right? And my son will learn the truth when he gets older, I promise you. He won't be corrupted. But sticking with the course here, staying on track here, last year at Contact, I offered so many variables of play in spite of the worst odds, okay? I did. I offered the child version, spin the bottle. We played games with that. Hide and seek in the contact room. What else? Did his homework, you know, Twister, you know, toys I bought, you know, anything I could in a confined space. I got creative. I got resourceful. And I think you know that, all of you deep down. And you also need to know, and this is the last thing I'll say, but I want you both all to hear me, because I feel like I've earned this at the expense of sounding narcissistic, like you cowards of say I am, just because I'm innocent, right? And it's projection of you people. But let me tell you all something. I've always found a way for my son, not just with being in the real world for only 8 years. I do believe this is the real reason. I can't prove it. why the local authority have been so vehemently involved, because my lack of life experience. But it's not good PR now, is it? When the guy who had the mental health background chose to walk away, believed in himself, got the 3-bedroom house, cash outright, no mortgage, my home, my business I got.
Mr. Murray,
right? No, because it's bad PR.
Not about contact.
It's bad PR for you guys. So you're going to do the cowardly thing and say lack of life experience.
It's about contact.
Yeah, okay.
Did you have a question, please, before we conclude and come up with a date of review for this?
But just so you're aware, I do believe that regarding local authorities' involvement, it's because of my lack of life experience. You can't stand it. That I've got my own home. You can't stand it in spite of the worst odds. I became successful.
I will mute you if you don't keep quiet.
I became successful. Right, one last question. One last question at Carolyn then. Can I ask a question at Carolyn?
Can we first wait for Hasna to ask her question before ask another question? Thank you.
Yeah. I just wanted to ask, which Barbara is working with you at the moment, Chris? What's her surname?
I've got no idea. Why don't you do it yourself and find out?
It's Barbara Bogetto, and I'll send you.
I just wanted to confirm.
Okay.
Yeah, now I know Barbara.
All right.
Barbara.
Awesome. Thank you.
Caroline, can we come up with a date to review? Because there won't be, my understanding is that there will not be any face-to-face supervised contact until a review takes place. So can you give a date of when this review will take place so that Hasna and Pam can make themselves available with Mr. Murray?
Yes, well, so it's after the 3, so it's the week of the 30th of June. So 30th of June, the first week of July. Okay.
Yeah. So Hasna, do you and Pam, do you want and Mr. Kamari, do you want to agree on a date and a time for the purpose of this meeting, please?
Yeah, at the moment I'm available Tuesday, 1st of July in the afternoon, and Thursday in the morning.
Yeah, I'm okay for both them months.
Would the local authority like to see my home I got for my son? Can I show you around?
No.
No?
Can we first set dates, please?
Makes the father look good, huh? I'm sorry. Got it.
So it's the first. Sorry, Pam. The 1st of July. Okay.
Yeah.
At 4, if that's okay.
Yeah, about 4 o'clock is what I was saying. Does that work for you? 1st of July, 4 o'clock. It's fine for me. Yeah. Okay. I'll send out the invite. Yeah, please.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone. Mr. Murray, we are going to adjust just that one wording that you can record towards the end.
May I please put forth, now that an innocent man has had time to heal, I would respectfully ask the local authority, and I'm humbly asking this, to acknowledge the fact that last year I was carrying a lot of stress due to their sick accusations, because I've been proven innocent now. I have. So I want the local authority, please understand my attitude, why it's sarcastic with you people, how I feel about you, my disdain towards you.
Mr. Murray, this meeting has come to an end.
No problem, but Carolyn's been good to me. Carolyn's been good to me.
July,
yeah.
1st of July at 4
Okay.
p.m. and an invite will be sent to you to review the virtual contact.
Carolyn, you've always been good to me, and I really appreciate you for that, okay? Thank you. I want you to know that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
That's all right. Thank you.
Have a good day, everyone. Thank
Well,
you.
have a good day. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Now, whilst it is a victory of me being able to get the recordings back and wrestled away there, it unfortunately looks like that I'll be missing my son's 7th birthday, at least in person. So what we'll do right now is, and I was going to save this until last, but I think now it's a good segue in order to make sense with the story here. Let's see. So I said two emails here, and then we're going to go over the contract as well itself, and you're going to see how these sick FUCKS try to make you sound like the most horriblest monster on earth. But let's start with the emails. My son's 7th birthday. Is a proven innocent man in court going to miss his own biological son's 7th birthday? I need an answer by the local authority for my legal team. Kindly respond at your earliest convenience. ChristopherMurray, Austin Murray's father. And then I sent a follow-up email earlier on. And I said, if I can't see my son for his birthday in person on the 30th of June 2024 this year, do I at least get to have virtual contact on my son's 7th birthday to say, happy birthday, son? Which will be a working day, Monday. So the local authority could make this happen if they wanted to. Is this not in the best interest for the child? Won't my son be hurt emotionally and psychologically if, at a bare minimum, virtual contact is not granted by the local authority on my son's 7th birthday between the father and his child? If this does not happen, does the local authority really consider that this is in the best interest for the child? Especially with his proven innocent father following family court. Is it not, quite frankly, cruel and an injustice for the father to miss his own child's 7th birthday, even if it is just virtual? Yes, I admit that I was rude at the last team's meeting to discuss contacts, which you just heard in the voice recording. But following my solicitor's advice, I amended my errors by calling for a truce with the local authorities in relation to my legal firm's advice in an email sent to the local authority by myself. And this was in a phone conversation following the team's meeting for transparency to my audience. If this is punishment for the father to miss his child's 7th birthday based on my attitudes recently, kindly do inform me here, please. Please note that it was the first time I'd seen Virginia. That's the lady you heard do the most of the talking there, the team manager. Please note that it was the first time I'd seen Virginia following family court, and I was upset with her following the many lies she said about me in court to the judge. Moreover, I took everything the local authority had dished out to me relating to being cross-examined, and I was still proven innocent in court. Kindly advise me, please, regarding this email so that my legal team know what to do in response here relating to if I'll be missing my son's 7th birthday. I also left Carolyn Barrett a voice message requesting a crystal clear answer before I sign the contract, and have asked for either a phone call or an email at her earliest convenience tomorrow if possible. This injustice can't keep going on. It's inhumane on an innocent man and his son. Kindest genuine regards, Christopher Murray, Austin Murray's father. Now, we will go over the contracts. Now, listen to this, and I'm going to show this as proof here. This is the list that they gave me. So it says all contacts will be supervised. This will include both direct face-to-face and indirect virtual. Contact supervisors will take note during contact to ensure their recordings are accurate and factual. Yeah, right. Virtual video contacts will be supervised by contact facilitators. No interaction between Mr. Murray and maternal grandmother in accordance with the non-molestation order. Direct supervised contact will take place in the contact centre. Father, here we go. Father Mr. Murray to engage with Austin in a child-friendly way and will refrain from making negative remarks about Austin's care, maternal grandmother and or other professionals. So in other words, if my son says, Nana's, I'm not happy if Nana or Nana's not doing this, I'm going to have to say, well, I can't say anything, son. I'm not allowed because I won't be able to see you. But one day you will know the truth, okay? And, you know, we're in this together, son, and we need to be good and work through it. I'm going to have to say things like this. Father Mr. Murray will not speak about or discuss the outcome of the now concluded care proceedings with Austin. Because it makes an innocent man look good. So they don't want that. They can't have that to make the child aware of a father's innocence. I can't tell my own biological son, Dad was innocent in court. Never did anything to you. You know that. And deep down, he knows that. But I can't voice that, can I? Because it makes me look good. Can't have that now, can we? According to the LA. Yeah. Father Mr. Murray will not raise his voice during contact or become verbally aggressive, including swearing towards Austin, contact supervisors, or any other professionals present. Father Mr. Murray is welcome to take a short break if he feels stressed, overwhelmed by stepping outside the room. I've never taken a break before with my son. There, that's my son's time. But can you see how these people twist it? Look. Let me zoom in here. Father Mr. Murray, welcome to take a short break. See that? You feel stressed or overwhelmed by stepping outside the room. Father Mr. Murray will respect the contact supervisor's personal space and will not sit close to them. Instead, he will engage and play with Austin. Father Mr. Murray will refrain from making physical gestures where it can be seen. So I'm not allowed to use any physical gestures at all. Look, you can't make this stuff up. Father Mr. Murray is allowed to use his phone. That was the amended version. In the original contract, it wasn't. The amended version. Father Mr. Murray is allowed to use his phone or record Austin for 5 minutes at the end of contact. So I at least got that wrestled. I got virtual contact wrestled and I got in-person contact wrestled. The problem is, seemingly it's not going to be until after my son's 7th birthday, and it's my genuine hope that the local authorities, like they proclaim they have, and that's the best interest for the child. Well, again, is it not in the best interest for the child for the son to at least have virtual contact with his father on his birthday, which does fall on a Monday. Tomorrow's the 13th. It's Friday. So 14 plus 13 is 27th. 28th, Saturday. 29th, Sunday. Yeah, 30th is Monday. So there should be no excuse to at least get in virtual contact for my son's birthday sorted out by the local authorities. I'm going to keep my fans updated too. But I just wanted to showcase this. Because this is how these sick people, they try to get inside your heads. It's done by design, insidiously. Because they want you to be made out to be a monster. And they also want you, which is a dirty tactic implemented by them, towards having so many members of authorities giving you directive and saying that you're a big bad monster. And even although I know the truth, I'm not. When so many people start to say these things, you start to believe it. You do. You know? So it is sick, really. But now, let's end here. We're going to end this live on a video. 2 of them, actually. We're going to first start out with me talking to my son indirectly, and then we'll get to the maze. And that was the evidence behind what really happens. Let's start with this first video for my son. 3, 2, 1, play.
Hello, Austin. Hi, son. Hope you're doing well. And that you're being a good boy for your Nana. I just want to say to you that Dada is really doing his best for you. I have managed to get contact sorted out with me and you again. We'll have to go to the contact center. like last year and be supervised. And this time, because time's gone by, son, that it can be much better. It was my fault before, and I let you down. I did. And I can't say too much here, but it will be different this time. And that it will make sure that everything's fine, the contacts between me and you, and that there'll be nothing but love and respect for everybody. And we want to prove, son, that me and you can be together. And it's not even your fault. It's regarding contact. Last time it was Dada's fault. So yeah, we're gonna make sure it's different this time, son. But I want to say I love you with all my heart. I really do. I hope you're being good for your nan, and I'm sure that you're doing really well at your school work and your homework. Much love, son. I love you very, very much. Never forget that. And in the end, we will be together. I know we will. Our connection's too strong. Love you, son. Be good. Peace.
Now, following that video, do you remember the Guardian series that I did? Talking to my audience here, of course. A few videos ago. Well, Claire, who was my son's guardian at the time, while she said it's a problem, right, for me to continually say that I love my son, but she thought this video was really good because I said it was my fault with what happened last year. Because it ties into the political narrative, doesn't it now? Indeed. So, just insights of truth right here. And we're going to end with one last video. And this is the maze. What really happens?
My journey. Here we are. Today's a very bittersweet day for me. Because here's where it all started, at the maze. Being accused of strangulation. When look, can you see these thistles here? And how sharp that they are. Especially the lower ones. My boy, the time of the accusations commenced, it was like 5 and a half. But it's bittersweet for me because this is where it's all started. All this shit, and the past year and a half, man, I've had to develop capabilities that I never knew existed. I had to learn to be peaceful and political and respectfully aggressive, and to not react, but respond. And training my brain. This is my mind controlling me. Because when you have a past, when people have nothing on you, when you have a past, your past is a life sentence unless you know how to conduct yourself. And I've learned this a lot about me, and it's bittersweet because this is where it started, but I developed so many capabilities inside of myself I never thought existed, you know. And this is where it ends, because from the 10th yesterday, the judge said she can see through the authority shit. She's beginning to see how the accuser, my son's nan, who's been looking after him because he lost his mum to COVID, she's seeing that she's manipulated the system for a carer's allowance. Because it's a pattern, and when people have nefarious means, they do patterns, you see. I refused my mother-in-law for being special guardian, because it means that I wouldn't have decision over my own son's decision-making. So then she played dirty, she dragged up my past, where I came from, the person who I used to be, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, mate. Let's keep calm, past. But this is where it started, because, see, like I say, these thistles, they're sharp, very sharp, and he just literally ran into them at his neck, and I've been accused of this. So it's going on the last year and a half, but this is also a positive, because this is where it ends. Started here and it will end here. And going forwards, I've showcased how, like, my journey, right, with me and my...
So this is a that last video will end on, but that's a pre-teaser towards going more deeper here in relation to the maze videos, and that will be showcased in the next live. We'll start with another video sent where I go over a full detailed explanation as to the evidence on there, and I walk around it very slowly, looking at the thistles, how sharp they are, and showcasing the many dangers there. So yes, that's to come in the next live. But with all this said, I hope that I've done this live justice and given other parents some valuable insights here. Perhaps you know somebody who's going through this, or even going through it yourself right now currently, and needs free insights and advice. And look, man, if this video touches your heart and soul and you felt connected to it, consider sharing it with people who you may feel will need it. Because I mean what I say, if I can help out just one person, just one, I'm a very happy guy. And I'm doing this because I want my son to know the truth as he becomes older, awakened and aware, educated and empowered with age, as he morphs into, you know, the teenagehood. He will know the truth in its entirety, just how hard that I fought for him. But I'm also doing it to help others, of course. And it's actually helping myself, because by going over all of this, whilst it is exhausting and draining, it's also finding solace within my heart and soul that my mess can indeed become somebody else's message. So with all this said, much love, much respect, blessings. I hope if you made it until the end of this video and consumed it, much love, God bless you, much respect, thank you. And I hope that you, being the viewer, can use my story to help your own, or indeed somebody else's whom you know, in their story behind going through this tumultuous ordeal, you know, this tumultuous ordeal, this heartache. At least by listening to somebody else, it can provide you with insights of what to do and what not to do as well, you know. I just hope I can help and touch somebody, even if it's just one person. Anyway, I've already said much love, much respect. Until next time, and there will be a next time. Never, ever give up. Continue becoming awakened and aware, educated and empowered, and forge forwards in your life. Become forged and go forward strong in your life. Peace. Never, never give up. We'll speak soon.